A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the Monday night edition of the show. It's the first edition of Sports Tonight for the week. And of course, it will majorly take a look at what happened over the weekend, review the events of the weekend, and also try to put you in the right mood for what we hope will be a fantastic week for sports, not just in Nigeria, across the globe as well. So thank you once again for joining us. My name is Tony Ibichoye. Without wasting too much time, let me just quickly introduce to you my friends, those starting up the show with me this Monday, and also give you an idea of what we will be talking about on Sports Tonight today. Onye Wichimachuku, news editor, Sporting Live, all sports newspaper, one of the best circulating sports newspapers in Nigeria, is with us once again on Sports Tonight. Onye, wonderful weekend of football, a lot to really talk about.
Absolutely, Tony. Good to be on the show on this Monday night. Like you said, a lot of activities. The Premier League, the leagues in Europe, and Arsenal eventually grinding out 1-0 victory
over West Brom.
Giving them a laugh, and then it appears Man U to gradually
coming back into their stride,
and Man City closing the gap between them and Chelsea. So a lot to talk about.
On the continent, Borussia Dortmund, bottom of the Bundesliga.
Surprising.
Real Madrid is 16th consecutive
victory,
breaking the club record. So it's been a fantastic week.
But let's start with you. It was a good result for Liverpool, grinding out the results over Stoke. But arguments about Gerrard, Brendan Rodgers, a new contract, is taking the spotlight.
Yes, it is. Because Steven Gerrard's commitment to the Liverpool cause has never been in doubt for the past 16 years. The fact that he was left on the bench on the anniversary of his 16th anniversary of his debut for the club raised a lot of eyebrows. But according to Brendan Rodgers, he said he didn't even know that they had already picked the team. It was only when he walked into the dressing room and saw the match program that he saw that was his 16th anniversary.
And he couldn't make a change. Bring him as result.
Yeah, I was a bit too late at that time. 34 years old. The legs are not as strong as they used to be. He's also thinking of the long-term future. He's also been offered a contract. The fact that they offered him a contract is indicative. I'm thinking they offered him a contract at reduced terms. It's very difficult to offer a 34-year-old player a long-term contract. But when you look at what Frank Lampard is currently doing for Manchester City, there is still a case for players with experience and passion. And I think Steven Gerrard I think he will still remain with Liverpool. He has shown that he loves the club for time and time again.
All right. Well, one of the things we'll talk about, fallout of the big games in Europe over the weekend has been that incident that happened in Spain where a fan died after violence erupted after a La Liga game. We'll talk about that towards the end of the show. But let me also give you an idea of what we're talking about on the program tonight. It was a weekend where we had football on the continental scene. We'll talk about it. CAF Confederations Cup final. First leg game was played over the weekend in Abidjan. We will give you the results of all of that. We will also spend time to focus on what is going on in Nigeria. The Dream Team, Samson Siafa and his boys are in camp in Abuja. There's screening going on. They're already playing a lot of friendly games, so we'll talk about it. The Flying Eagles have arrived in Kaduna. They are also preparing for the African Under-20 Championship, the CAF Under-20 Championship, the African Youth Championship next year in Senegal. We'll talk about it as well. Then there's a big one that is happening in Lagos in a few weeks from now. In a few days from now, it's Copa Lagos. It's a festival of beach soccer. Nigeria against some other national teams will be playing. And then we have club sides also playing. We have a guest in the house who is a key member of our Sand Eagles. That's what we call them. It's going to be on Sports Tonight. You'll find out who that guest is. A very special player in that team. You'll get to meet him as well as we go along on Sports Tonight. And this is also the season of awards, rewards, nominations, and all of that. And you can be sure that we'll give you a large size, a large chunk of the show will be dedicated to talking about rewards and awards on Sports Tonight this Monday. And of course, in the light of that, let's just start off, well, disappointing, but what can we say? We still have to celebrate the fact that Vincent came close, finishing ahead of the favorite, Yaya Toure, in the race for the BBC African Footballer of the Year award. It was a certain Algerian, Yassin Brahimi, that emerged winner And today, Onye is the first Algerian to win this one. Vincent came close, but Vincent can beat his chest that, look, at least I finished ahead of Yaya Toure. Yeah. That's some consolation for him.
That's right, Tony. A few hours before the eventual winner was announced, that they do it every year, they reduce it to 2. And Vincent and Yassin Brahimi were the 2 men standing. But unfortunately, Brahimi won the award, and Vincent, like you said, can beat his chest. I said he has done well this year under review. All of us thought that he would follow in the footsteps of Austin J.J. Okocha, who won in 2003 and 2004 back-to-back, but it was not to be. We just hope that the CAF African Football of the Year will be able to. You are laughing. You are laughing.
Yeah, it's a possibility, really. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I mean, it's a possibility. And but before we talk about the CAF version, because I want to talk about the CAF in the next couple of minutes. How do you see this? Yassin Brahimi, that's a surprise for me. I didn't see that was in the picture.
Well, a lot of people thought that if for BBC African Football of the Year, it's normally a player based in the English Premier League, but the BBC are saying that, look, their focus is not restricted to players based in their league. It is restricted to players who are based in Europe. And Yassin Brahimi, a lot of people didn't see him coming from left field. He's had a very, very good year. He was originally a French international, but he switched his allegiance to Algeria just in February 2013, and also appeared at his first World Cup, scored in the group stage game against South Korea in the 4-2 win. He represented France at every level before. He's a winger, not an out-and-out striker, doesn't score too many goals, but the fact that he was even voted the Spanish Football League African Player of the Year in 2013 says a lot about his quality. Back then he was playing for Granada. Now he currently plays for FC Porto. He's been doing very well in the UEFA Champions League and in the Portuguese league as well. So he's done very, very well, and I'm particularly pleased for him. Currently, we hear he's on the shopping list of no less than Paris Saint-Germain and a few other clubs who want to snatch him away from Porto. So I think if Yassin Brahimi is truthful to himself, maybe switching his allegiance to Algeria in 2013 might have been the best decision he's made in football in the past, ever since he began his career.
All right, so that's a good one. We congratulate him. We wouldn't say because Vincent didn't get this, we wouldn't congratulate the winner, Yassin Brahimi. All eyes will be on him surely at the Nations Cup next January to see what quality it will bring into the Algerian side. A lot of people are already tipping as potential champions of that edition of the Nations Cup. Sadly, Nigeria won't be there. All right, we're talking about awards now. Let's step up this time. Talk about the Glow CAF Awards. It's an interesting one, really, because over the weekend, the Confederation of African Football CAF and the sponsors of the awards, Glow, a Nigerian telecoms company, have shortlisted the nominees for the most prestigious award to 5. We had an initial 25, it came down, now we are down to the final 5, and even that 5 is still going to come down to a final 3, just on the eve of the awards that will be taking place in Lagos next January. But interesting for us because 2 Nigerians there in the shortlist of 5, Vincent Enyeama, Ahmed Musa, 2 Nigerians still there. The African Footballer of the Year, BBC version, Yassin Brahimi, not in the shortlist of 5, but we have Yaya Toure, we have Per, Emerick Aubameyang, and and Asamoah Gyan as well in that shortlist of 5. But for Nigeria, it's Vincent and Musa in that final shortlist of 5. That's some comforting news.
Yeah, undoubtedly, our best performance in the year under review. Musa has been quite consistent with CSK Moscow. Last season, he did very well. He won a double with his club in Russia. He saw 2 brilliant goals against Argentina at the last World Cup. So I think on this basis, we must say that this is a fair nomination. But for me, one might question the choice of Asamoah Gyan, first in the UAE. But when you look at his commitment
to the Black Stars and the goals he scored at the World Cup,
absolutely flawless.
And now, yes.
Absolutely flawless. On that basis,
CAF Player of the Year.
Yeah, on that basis,
he's won that award. It's like his birthright now.
His passion for the Black Stars is something that
we will talk about players who play in Asia. We do remember a certain Nigerian base in China
that's scoring the goals,
who almost took us to the Nations Cup. So maybe it's
not really where you're playing
it's not,
now,
it's just,
but it's the quality of the football that you play.
Exactly.
That you play a role. All right, let's spend some time and look at the Glow CAF Awards and just run through some of the different categories that have been released. Now we have an idea of what categories have been released by CAF, and then we can now see some of the shortlists. We just run through very quickly some of the categories, starting, of course, with the main one. The most prestigious one is the African Player of the Year award for the Glow CAF Awards, and we talked about this one already. Ahmed Musa, CSK Moscow, Asamoah Gyan, Al-Amin, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Dortmund, Vincent Enyeama of Lille, Yaya Toure of Manchester City. That's what you should see. So out of these 5, we'll still come down to a short list of 3, and then we hope that by the time we're down to 3, we will now, see how bright our chances are. By our chances, I mean Ahmed Musa and Vincent Enyeama. For the first time, we have joint winners for these awards. All right, let's look at the other categories of the awards for the players based in Africa. Let me start from the bottom. The lead goalkeeper of Orlando Pirates and the former captain of Bafana, Senzo Meyiwa, is there in the short list of 5. You have Akran Jamid